It's cooked, guys. It's cooked. The WNBA is officially cooked, man. Sophie Cunningham will probably be going to Project B as well. I can already see the writing on the wall. And these WNBA players, we have forgotten one thing in this with the CBA argument that is currently going on. It's not just the amount of money. The WNBA wants exclusivity, which means they don't want these players playing in Unrivaled or Project B.
The WNBA has just stumbled into a crisis that could literally destroy the entire league. On one hand, you have Sophie Cunningham's controversial comments about fans, which started a massive firestorm, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. Because behind the scenes, a new league called Project B is offering money so insane that staying in the WNBA makes zero financial sense. And get this, Angel McCree just dropped numbers that prove Caitlin Clark's exit isn't just speculation anymore. It's a done deal. The writing isn't just on the wall, it's carved in stone with dollar signs. The WNBA can't even dream of matching. So let me ask you this, would you leave your job for 20 times more money, or would you stay loyal to a league that's been underpaying you for years?
About Sophie Cunningham making some comments about WNBA fans, what she believes fans may not have right about WNBA players, and how a lot of fans feel about, I would assume, hard plays, aggressive plays. I'm not quite sure. I think there's a difference between hustle plays and aggressive defense and then dirty play. So I assume she wouldn't mean dirty play.
Let's start with the mess Sophie Cunningham made, because her comments about WNBA fans perfectly explain why this league just can't stop shooting itself in the foot. Cunningham went on a podcast recently trying to explain that fans misunderstand players because of their intensity on the court. She argued that being aggressive during a game doesn't reflect who players are in real life, and insisted that if fans just got to know them, they would absolutely fall in love.
I'm not just speaking for myself. I think I'm speaking on behalf of probably the whole league, that when people see us competing and trying to fight to do anything it takes to win, because this is a hard league, that they automatically think that's what you're like off the court. People need to get to know us players more, and I think if they do, they fall in love with us. And so not judging the competitive side.
On the surface, that sounds pretty reasonable, right? But here's the kicker. Her delivery came across as incredibly condescending, like she was scolding the fans for having totally legitimate concerns about how some players act. She's essentially telling the very people who support the league, the ones buying tickets, watching games, and following careers, that they're completely wrong about what they're seeing with their own two eyes. That's not how you build bridges, that's how you burn them to the ground. The part that really set fans off was when Cunningham tried to separate competitive aggression from dirty play, claiming fans just mix the two up. She said dirty play shows your character, but hard, competitive play doesn't. The problem is, fans aren't idiots. They know the difference between tough defense and someone taking cheap shots. So when they call out questionable behavior, they're not confused about intensity. They're pointing out conduct that crosses a line. Her comments exploded on social media. Fans who already felt ignored by the WNBA suddenly had proof that some players see them as clueless outsiders. The backlash was immediate and savage, with comment sections flooding with people saying they've watched basketball their whole lives and know exactly what they're seeing. This whole mess reveals a massive disconnect between the WNBA and its audience. Instead of listening to fan concerns, players like Cunningham lecture them. Instead of building goodwill, they create friction. And this couldn't matter more when you hear what's happening behind the scenes with Project B, because while Sophie Cunningham is busy pushing fans away, Angel McCree just dropped a truth bomb that exposes the WNBA's real existential crisis. McCree, a six-time All-Star who played 15 seasons, went on a podcast and said the quiet part out loud, revealing details about Project B that make the WNBA's entire financial model look like an absolute joke.
And she makes some comments about Project B that's very interesting. And I think she's saying the quiet part out loud, that some players may forego the WNBA, not Unrivaled, the W, in order to play in.
And what McCree revealed is going to blow your mind. She didn't just hint at things, she laid out cold, hard numbers that prove staying in the WNBA is financial suicide for any player who has other options. She even understands the current league dynamics so well that she offered to be Caitlin Clark's enforcer last year. So when a player with her credibility starts talking money, everyone listens, and what she said should terrify every single WNBA executive. Let's get into these numbers because they are absolutely devastating. The max contract in the WNBA pays a top player around $250,000. That sounds okay until you hear what Project B is offering. Their asterisk minimum asterisk salary, the absolute lowest amount for a bench player who barely gets on the court, is $2 million. Let that sink in. The minimum is $2 million. That's 8 times the WNBA's maximum salary for players who might not even start a single game. McCree broke it down perfectly. If you're making $250,000 in the WNBA and Project B offers you a minimum of $2 million, who in their right mind turns that down? It's life-changing money for every player in the league. But it gets even worse for the WNBA, because Project B isn't just offering cash, they're offering equity ownership in the league itself. This changes everything. Players become stakeholders, owning a piece of the business. If Project B blows up, their equity could be worth millions more than their salaries. They're not just playing ball, they're building generational wealth, something the WNBA offers zero of. McCree then asked the question that should be haunting the WNBA. If you're going to get paid $5 million, why put your body through playing in the WNBA? It's a practical question. Why would any sane athlete choose a grueling WNBA schedule for a fraction of the pay? The physical toll is the same, but the financial reward isn't even in the same universe. But she wasn't done. She completely destroyed the myth that players want to stay in the United States, calling it complete nonsense and a negotiating tactic. Speaking from her own experience playing overseas in places like Istanbul, she described incredible food, rich culture, and a vibrant lifestyle that was an upgrade, not a sacrifice. This kills the WNBA's supposed geographical advantage. It's not about where you play, it's about what you're paid. And what about the new unrivaled league? They offer $250,000, which now looks pathetic next to Project B's $2 million minimum. You could earn 9 seasons worth of unrivaled money in just 1 season with Project B. Now think about the superstars. McCree estimated someone like Aja Wilson could pull in $8 to $10 million a year from Project B. Then there's Caitlin Clark. McCree's projection for her is staggering $15, $20, maybe even $25 million a year. To put that in perspective, her entire 8-year Nike deal is worth about $28 million. With Project B, she could earn that in less than 18 months. The WNBA simply can't compete. They don't have the money. Losing Clark would destroy the momentum they've built. And honestly, Clark would be smart to leave. Leaving tens of millions on the table for loyalty isn't noble. It's a terrible business decision. This isn't just about one player. It's about the WNBA's entire existence being threatened by a competitor willing to invest properly. Just as they're finally getting mainstream attention, a new league could gut their entire talent pool. This is a perfect storm. Project B's insane money, players proving they'll go anywhere for the right price, and internal controversies alienating fans at the worst possible time. The WNBA's crisis isn't coming. It's already here. Clark's exit is no longer a question of asterisk if asterisk, but asterisk when asterisk the offer gets too big to refuse. If this breakdown showed you why the WNBA's dominance is officially over, hit that like button and subscribe because this story is just getting started and you won't want to miss what happens next.